Well, hello again. Another video. This particular one is on my redone layout, my track, which I had problems with, I told you before in the last video. And also I've had another new train, and also is the one which I showed you last time, which I must apologise for. I call this a warship, and it's not, it's a Western, so I do apologise for that. There's a warship over there. So I did have a problem with this one, because when it got to here it was tipping off. I also had a problem here with points, and also a lot of my trains will not go across the crossover there, which has been annoying for a long while. So it needed doing. A lot of this track's been down 8 years. So what I actually did the other day, well, just about a week ago, I took all this up and relaid it. Even on the board it was out of line. I've had to put packings in that, so that is completely level now. I also had to shift the signal. It was up here, because what it was, some of these new trains now like these, this one actually is 2 inches longer than that one. And a lot of the trains we used to have were that size. Now some of these big ones, such as my GWR and one or two others, some of the coaches as well, they were hitting the signal. So actually it gave me time to shift the signal to there. It is, of course, a distance signal, this one is. Now, one thing is, somebody asked me about this, and I tell them every time, these are the original points that were in, which are Hornby. Now, nothing against the Hornby points, but one of the problems you have is this bit here. Most on these Insel Frog ones is the distance of that. Now, if I actually do that, I've got a piece of paper I can show you this. If you put this on here, like this, I've marked them off, and what you've got there is, there's the distance on a Hornby frog, which is that one there, and these are picos. Now look at the difference. That distance can cause you a lot of problems with the smaller trains going across crossovers. So I've replaced all this section here with pico. Now, one thing while we're talking on the points, which I've told you before, is if you use Hornby point motors, you can use the on there. But what will actually happen on the pico, if you notice, there are bigger pegs there, and the Hornby ones won't fit. Whereas the pico will fit pico, and they will actually fit these Hornby ones as well. See, the Hornby ones have little tiny pegs on them. So, just one thing. So, that's the fact now, I've done all this. So, one of the things I did was to try this out. And what happened was, it'd go around this bit now, perfect, come round to here, and when it come across this, because I've got these two so close together, when it got to here it'd stop and then start again. And I even put new droppers in down there to try and cure it. That didn't cure it. And what I actually did, I turned the train round the other way, and it works perfect now. Whether it's the pickups on this particular train, I do not know, but I have also a proprietor crew, and that one was doing exactly the same. So I turn the train around and it goes over this section now perfectly. Now, so one thing I've actually just bought, I'll show you these, and these. Get this around. They are resin ballasts. I got them from this company here, Make Your Mark Models, and these are for the Seco. they do all different versions, but you have 6 of these for £4.30. That's with postage, of course. So if I go over here now and get this, all I've got to do is to drop it into here like this. There. So now I've got all my 3 that I've got full of ballast. Does give them a bit of weight as well, so because these things, because they're double bogeyed, they do tend to come off if you don't watch it. But you can get them in different things with grey, or you can paint them yourself. But they do all different ones for different type of wagons, whether it's like this type of wagon or any type. So they do them for all of them. So it's a good one, that is. I'm quite pleased with them. There's a friend I know, I went to see it outside railway last week, which was brilliant. When the train starts off, when it gets to the other side, you can just about see the train on the other side of the track. It's that large. But he got these and he put me onto them, so that's how I got hold of those. Right. So one thing is also is that what I've been doing some of my trains. This is my piece of track plan. This is my track programming bit. I've actually just dropped it here. I've added across here doing this. But now I've done this part of the layout, these will go round, this will go round. I'm having no troubles across these points now. It's been brilliant since I've done it. I'm quite pleased with that bit. But one of the things which I've been doing as well, I've been readdressing these trains. Now when you get a train, sometimes it'll go off like a bullet, and you don't want that. You need it to go realistically. So what you need to do, there's 2 parts of it, is if you go into your trains here, this is always the long bit. I always hate this bit. Oh, by all the way, I do not live in a castle. Because the last 2 videos I was saying this is used castle, the drawbridge is up. I was in theatre for 10 years. I was a stage manager for 10 years, so the theatre's coming out of me sometimes. People have to watch what they say sometimes because I can ad-lib very, very quickly. So I don't actually live in a castle, I live in a bungalow, a dormer bungalow. So this is where this is set in here. So what I'll do now is I'll just go down to this particular high-mech, which is, this one is, I'm just doing this one, I'll show you this one because I've already set this one up. Now what it is there's the train. Now you first of all do those bits there, which you want is there. Sometimes if you get the Hornby ones and you code in, you'll get a code in there at maximum speed. If it's such as like these little shunters and that, or like my Rushton, it'll be about 10 miles, that's about 35 miles an hour, and it's like watching paint dry, watch the train go around. So you can actually fiddle it by putting it in by just picture and then filling the rest of it in. Which this is done, if you actually notice, there's nothing there at all. So what I'll just do is just click this. Now this is that, as I say, one I did earlier. Now what you've got here is, if I just get these bits here, this piece of paper, what you've actually got, the main ones that you want are here, which is the first 6. Number 8, these are the CVs, of course. These are these CVs here. One of the things is the first one is your DC address, which is there. See if I can do this pointer better. Which is there. The next one is the start voltage. Now, some trains which one is it? I've got one train which has got 9 on it. But that's a start. The lower, as it says here, the lower the number for slow running. Number 3 is acceleration. Bigger the value, the slower the acceleration. And as you notice here, what I've done on this, I've put this at 30. Now, on TTS trains, the acceleration deceleration is 15. You cannot go below those, else you lose the sounds. So what you can do is you increase from 15. What it's doing is making the train run in real terms how it should be. Then you've got the deceleration. Now what you've got there is, like that, I've got it at 5, so it'll stop pretty quickly. Sometimes you need it. So what you've got there is deceleration. The bigger the value, the longer the train takes to stop. So like on mine, if I put this at 30, the same, I press the stop, that train will still keep running around there till it gets around here. So by 5 I can actually shorten the timing on it. Top voltage, which is number 5, maximum speed 1 to 255. If you put it at 255, that train will go round like a bullet, and you don't want that. So what you need to do really is to find out what the actual speed is for that particular train. Now as it happens, this particular one I've done it for the high mech, it is 90, but I've actually put it at 100. And what it is the mid speed, that one there, which is that one, has to be set half the value of the CV5. So as I've got that at 100, I've set that at 50, and that's all you actually need. Now then, one of the things also is you must check when you're first doing these things is go down here to 29 here. If you double click on it and double click again, you'll get this. And the only one you actually want is that, which is your steps. Now if you've got it, same as I've done with my 2 particular trains, which is this one and the other one. Now to reverse the system, or make sure the train's running in the way you want it, is to reverse that train round. The easiest way is to put it on your program track and just click that reverse box, and it does it. That's as simple as that. You haven't got to change nothing. Now the other one which you have, which is number 8 there, if you put in 8 there, what you'll have to do is reset the decoder. But if you've got the Pro, which this is, you have a little button up there. If you click that, that'll reset it for you. So you don't have to bother with that bit. You just click that and do it. Also, when I first do my trains, when I first get them, I go 1 to 255. Now the 255, well actually it would take about 2.5 hours to go through this lot. So I do that first, let it do it all, so I can check all that the CVs are running all the way through, and then I change mine to 30. I only need down to 30. 29 is the last one I want, but I put them down to 30. It's only about 2 minutes then, so I can do this in 2 minutes. Now, as I said, when I do my trains, if I've got a train that is already fixed in, which some of them have, and I have them, is I just put them on a test track and then I just run the CVs like that. But another way which I do them, it's if I've got a new decoder, I use this, which is an ESU tester. Now this thing is brilliant. It's 40 quid, but it's well worth it. So what you can do is you can plug this in there, the cable's underneath this thing at the moment, and you can test by this little motor whether it's going forward or reverse, whether it's going correctly, because you plug in an 8 pin in there, a 21 pin in there, there's all different ones down here. Also you can test the functions as well off those. Now, so what you can do then is take the cables out of here, which is connected in of course. You can put them into your program terminals, and you can program your new decoder from this. Once you've done that bit, it actually works a bit quicker doing this than going through the train. But when I first get a decoder, first thing I do is stick it in here, set it all up on there, then I know by plugging it back into the main track, that by testing it, I can know that the decoder is working. So when you plug it in your train, if it ain't working, it isn't the decoder, because you've already checked the decoder. It's the train of some description, bad contacts, you've got the plug in the wrong way. The one thing with the plug is if you put it in the wrong way, if you've got lights on, sometimes the lights don't work, so you just change the plug round. But that's the thing with them. But that is the best thing I've got. So if I get a train which is going to be faulty, I just take the decoder out, plug it in there, test it. I've got one at the moment which is an 8-pin, and what happens is when you plug it in, that first light comes on. It's got a fault on it. So if you put it in a train like this one here, if you plug it in, the lights will come on and you can't turn them off. So it does make a difference. So that one, it just sits there. The thing is, I can always test the train with that and make sure it's running. But that's the way I do them. So now what we've done all that. We come out of there because I don't want that, and do this. Come out of here now. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run this particular train. Now this is set at 90 miles an hour. Now turn that off a minute. This is the high neck, so now turn the lights on. Now what I'm going to do is, because I've set that at 90, but also I set the CV at 30 for acceleration, watch. This thing, if you press this normally, this would go off like a rocket, but watch. And what it actually is, that 30 is 30 seconds, basically. So this is going to take 30 seconds before it builds up to its full speed. Now, different layouts, you're going to do it differently. But of course this is only a smallish layout. So if I did it any quicker than that, it'd be crazy. So that is how I do that one. So what I'm going to do now is just to stop it. I'll stop it here. Now, because I've got trains all over the place here, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to take that off there and put it there for now, out the way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do this one. This is the one, as I said, I had problems with. Each one of these trains is going to be totally different how it runs. Some of the lighter trains, same as this one here, this goes off like a bullet where that one won't. It's because that one's got a complete weight to chassis, this one hasn't. So that's the way I do it. So what we've got to do now is I'm going to turn this one round. So I'll just change the points on here for now. That's that. Now one thing is that this acceleration business, if you put it on shunt, this is going to start off on the very slow as normal and go up to the shunt speed. So you've got to be very careful when you're playing with these controls. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the lights on, and what I can actually do is I can put the rear on, put the other cab on. You know, they're all both on. I'll leave them on for now. And what I'm going to do is put it in reverse, which it is, and then I can put it on shunt. Now watch. This is shunt. So I'm going to say it's going to take its time up to the shunt speed. That's it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop it. I'm going to now put it in forward. Now this is a quite quick train. So now I'm going to, this is set at 40 for the acceleration. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it straight on cruise. So you can give your trains a more realistic time. But say this is where I was having problems here and also here. Oop, I've gone the wrong way. Must stop it. It's me. I'm not watching what I'm doing here. Let's take it off and put it back the other way. Come on. So I say this is trouble now is because you're running it quickly. Take it up there as it was. There. I didn't change the points, of course. Normally I wouldn't be doing this because I'm videoing this, so what I'm going to do now is put it in forward, put it straight on cruise. You see that how it starts to build its speed up. was where it was stopping. Because I reversed it round, it actually works better this way. But look, it goes round and it's taking now 40 seconds to build up to speed. Look, see, it's building. Until you get to what speed you actually put it in for program. I've slowed this one down a bit because if I don't, it looks loony on this track. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change my points again. Wait till it comes round here. I'll just put it in shunt mode while it comes across here. And look, it goes across perfect. No problems at all. And all my trains now are working that way. So if I now change that one back again, and I'll change this other one up here. Right, now this is my new train. And I'll show you what it is now. Just going to fetch it out. Trouble is, some of these coaches don't like these points, because they're the old plastic wheels, which seems to be coming round. Okay, I'll now just change the points back again. And what I've actually got, just do this. It's the West Coast, and it is a weathered one. I did have a problem when I first had it. I bought a decoder for it and the lights were pathetic. Don't buy cheap decoders if you're using these type of trains, else otherwise these lights, I couldn't even get that light up. I always got those very small glow there. So what I've got there is that one now. So what I should do now is just set that off on cruise. This one hasn't been done yet. This is the West Coast now. So what I'll do is just put it down on shunt, and I'll now stop it up there. So that is it for this particular one. So as I've said before, if you want me, you can get me on 01782 302194, and my email address is on the bottom. What I'm just doing is this. This is my little cleaner wagon. So this is brand new pads underneath. Just do this for you. Look at that. That's just running that bit there. And it's all you get is this part here, this bottom part. I just put a box on top. Get them from 10 Commandments, but look, see, they are weighted with these little weights, so they sit on the track better. But they are brilliant. Someone said, if you want me, call me. I'm here 24/7, 7 days a week, as I said. You won't disturb me. Just if you've got any problems setting up Railmaster, or you want to know all about Railmaster, just give me a call and I will gladly try to help you. So please subscribe, and I will see you again shortly. Bye.